What is success? Because the last time I checked, success is not a number. It's not numerical. It's successful. I'm successful. You're successful. Everybody says they're successful or wants to be successful. But it's not a quantitative number. So my success might be $50,000, to my pocket. Your success might need to be $120,000 to your pocket. So we use these terms, especially in business, because they're so wonderful and the cachet is so, the terminology out here is wonderful. So everybody is a business something. They're a coach or they're expert or they're a consultant or whatever they might be. People use these terms, but they get away from the scorecard of business. That's what they get away from. So they talk about, all right, successful, move forward. Even some of the stuff we use, scale or something like that. But what do those terms mean to you? What does it mean to you? I mean, I think that's where there's a big challenge. So as I started this saying, at this time of year, this is the time of year to ponder. Now, it's a time of year for me because my birthday is in October. So I naturally have that type of stuff happening. You start reflecting around your birthday. You start saying, oh, okay, well, yeah, all right. Look at me a year ago. Now, the year I've had, I can hardly remember the year, but that's a whole nother conversation for a different show, a different analysis. But when you start thinking about it, you say, okay, I like looking at things as objectives or where you want to get somewhere. So one of the reasons we talk about keeping up with your books is because you got to go check your scorecard. So you come into the end of August. If you haven't looked at your and I'll be more specific, if you haven't looked at your income statement the whole year, you don't know what's happening. Sure, your bank account, you know that I can make the bills, but you truly don't know what's happening. Most of all, you don't know how to make any adjustments. Because remember, I said every month or every day or every week, based on your business, is a chapter. So you have to stay on top of that. You have to look at it. You have to look and say, okay, all right, here we are. I thought, and a big, one of the best tools is the year over year tool. So if anything, you want to say, just like your birthday, you look and say, well, last year I was here, this year I'm there. That is one of the greatest tools that you could ever use, year over year, measuring against yourself. How did we do this time last year against how we doing this time this year? Very simple analysis. Very scary analysis. Because there's a truth in there. They're saying like you can open it up and you're not doing as well. Just on your income, your revenue. You could just not be doing as well. Then we get into the why and all that. You sit down with Corey or something like that, and you go through the reasons why. But it starts with you going back and saying, okay, how am I doing against last year? Well, guess what? Also, you can do that for every item that's on your income statement. So your revenue might be up. Good. Yay. We good on that. But your payroll might be up too. Is it up? Does it make sense? Is your payroll up at making sense at the same time? Okay. Your revenue could be up. Oh no, your revenue could be down. And your rent is down because you moved out, you went virtual. It's a moving part. So that I just don't think people, and I'm going to be honest, for years as being an accountant, sometimes, like most professions, we're so enveloped in what we know and what we do. Often we don't feel like these things are we feel like they're obvious. But what I've learned over, especially over the last 10 to 15 years, is that there's a human element to these things. That running your business by numbers is not natural, it's uncomfortable, and it's not taught. Who teaches you that? So most times you go to an accountant and you hand your stuff off, the accountant handles it, they hand you something back. I'm good. See you next year. That's the average relationship. So, but in 2024, and the way things are, the information we have and the way that we can transfer information, there's more we can do. Accountants and business owners, there's more we can do. There's more we have to do. So we have to reconstruct these relationships so that you can get there. It's not about turning a business owner into an accountant. It's turning a business owner into a partner so we can talk. So we can talk shop. So that by continuing our conversation, we can discuss things at a deeper level. We can use terms. You'll start learning the terms or whatever. No one's trying to turn you into account. That's one of the things that happens. Um, when you speak to business owners and you say, "Oh, hey, what's up?" With this, you start talking about accounting, and everybody just goes and say, "Oh, well, I'm not good at math," or I don't know this and I don't do that, and you know we got to work on that because you're playing a game, you're spending your money, you're risking your money. Learn the terms. And if you have the right practitioner, which there are more now because the industry is evolving more into advisory spaces, we like to say, people want to try to drill down and give you information so you can make moves. Everything out here in the world is using data analytics, stock markets to sports. Probably if you have a job, your job, and it's afforded. Small businesses can do it now without big business cost, but you have to take to it. Now, that's the relationship. That's the 21st century relationship that we want to get to. Uh, I mean, it's going there. Why? Because you need to run your business off the data you got. The story. It's the story. Back to the story. So whatever this story is, you have to take the truth. And unlike social media, sometimes the story isn't at the apex. Like if you watch a movie, the protagonist often goes through trial and tribute.